My system is a ebb and flow system. There's a pump in the reservoir in the bottom. It contains nutrients, pumps those nutrients and water up into the trays, and they flood for 3 minutes, and then they drain down back into the reservoir. For microgreens, I use a tray that has holes in the bottom, allowing the flooding to happen. And then I use these little trays that are, 8 per larger tray. Each little tray, then I insert medium and produce 1 unit of microgreens. I use these micro mats, which then 1 micromat is very thin and it goes into a square, and then you soak it with water next. I use a solid tray with some water in it, and then I set my other tray inside, and I have to check, make sure I have a deep enough water, which I don't, so I will add more water. That is filling up nicely. The trays are floating. So now I just let the trays start soaking up the water, and they will puff up and be ready for planting seeds. Once they have all puffed up, I just simply remove them. They only take, a minute to soak up. For seeds, I have purchased a large quantity of varieties, including radishes and kale and what else? Mustard, basil. So all these make nice microgreens. So I will choose 4 different types, and you can mix and match or make one whole tray however you want, but I'm going to choose 4 types and test out growing them and take good notes so I know how they grow. The last time I planted seeds, I used different types of seeds, but determined that I need use my regular teaspoon here. I used a full teaspoon and half teaspoon. The full teaspoon seemed too much, so I tried half teaspoon. I'm gonna try doing half teaspoon and a quarter teaspoon this experiment to see if a quarter also produces a full tray, and in which case I'll take good notes on that. So here's a half teaspoon of mustard seeds. So I just want to make sure I sprinkle them kind of at the corners. Oops, that's too much. This is not so easy to do with one hand, but you spread them out. Maybe some of these, spread them out. Once you they should grow pretty good. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of the seeds like that. So this is what half a teaspoon looks like, and this is a quarter teaspoon, much less dense, but it might work. We'll see. So trying these experiments, these have a half teaspoon, these have a quarter teaspoon. These are larger seeds, so I'm trying different things with them, with density. And we have 4 different varieties. I have cabbage, nasturtium, arugula, and some mustard. So we'll see how they grow. Now I just take my tray, I put it in my hydroponic system, and it's gonna sit there, and it's eventually gonna look like this. This one's 2 weeks old. I don't know how long each one takes yet, but 2 weeks looks good for mustard, and some of those are broccolis on the right. So we'll see how various seeds work.